Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 4, Episode 3, and today we've got a massive doubleheader over the space of just 2 days with St Albans and Havant and Waterlooville the opponents. They're both in the bottom half of the league at the moment, but this short turnaround's going to certainly test our squad, particularly the depth and the new players brought in by our director of football. Speaking of those, there has been one since the last episode, so let's go and show you that one quickly. It's exactly what we asked for, a backup winger, and this guy's probably a little more than a backup. A loanee from Arsenal, which is always a good sign. His name's Luis, he's a Brazilian, an 18-year-old attacking right winger. He's got 4-star ability and 5-star potential, and although he's only played off the bench so far, I don't think it'll be long before he's in the first 11. He's training well, he's improving, he's a good crosser of the ball and he's fairly quick. So I have very high hopes for this lad. It's just his low determination that may hold him back. If we go back to the home screen, you can see that we've actually moved up in the league a few places since the last episode. Bath, who we lost to in the last one, are still unbeaten and still running away with it. But we've managed to sneak ourselves back up into the playoffs, around the sort of area we were fighting for most of last year, which I think is the best we can hope for with this squad. With the addition of Louise, we are a little stronger. I honestly believe we're just a right back short of being able to challenge for the title, but unfortunately that's going to have come too late now. If we go and have a look at the jobs on offer at the moment, it's the time where clubs start to panic and sack their managers after poor starts. So at the bottom of League 2, Stevenage, obviously a local one to my home, and Wimbledon, which isn't a million miles away either, both at the bottom of League 2 with jobs available now, and Bury at the bottom of League 1. There are a couple of National League jobs that are a little insecure now as well, Leyton Orient being chief among them, who I think rejected us in the summer, but we certainly would take a professional club if they came along. Our first chance to manage a professional team in the series and really start to move forward, as Slough has been our first stepping stone on the way to be fair. We've had a great time at the club, but it is coming to an end, and I think we do need to look at moving on, hopefully in the next episode, but if not, certainly at some point this season. All we're relying on now is someone to give us an opportunity, which hopefully we'll get for our overachievement here. Obviously with a double header we're going to mainly focus on the pitch today, but let's quickly show you the results since you were last here. We have had quite a few, although about half of those were in the FA Cup. So immediately after the Bath game we played away at Fleet. We won 2-1 and it was a fairly narrow win in the end. Gay and Bridge got the goals and we managed to cling on in the second half despite a Fleet fight back. We got the same result away at Gosport the following game. Okadina with an early own goal, but Jarvis and Jatta, the deadly duo, were at it again. One apiece for them and we managed to nick the 3 points. Before we went away to Dartford, those two men were at it again and Will Callaghan added a late goal to make it look a bit more comfortable than it was. We then played Hereford, who are down in the regional leagues now. They got relegated from the National League North. We beat them 2-1 as well. Leon Francis getting his first for the club and reserve winger Luke Fairlam doing a job too. We managed to get through another round and we were more than happy with that performance. And we then followed it up with a win at home to Eastbourne Borough in the league. Seika Jatta with a brace after Makaka scored one of his classic power-ins from the edge of the box after a corner had been knocked down at the back post. They had a goal sandwiched between Jatta's brace, but it wasn't enough to ever put us in any doubt. We then went away to Hampton and Richmond and produced probably our best performance since the last episode. A comfortable 3-0 win, a game in which we completely dominated and missed a penalty as well. Jatta and Jarvis got the goals between them, but Jatta's confidence was knocked by missing that penalty. And then perhaps the most impressive result on paper, we played Bromley, obviously our opponents in the semi-final of the playoffs last year. They beat us on that occasion, but this season we seem to be a bit closer to them. We won 4-2 with Aaron Jarvis getting a hat-trick, concluded by a penalty in the 91st minute. Makaka with another one of his classics. And Bromley getting a very late goal in the 94th minute to make it look a little less embarrassing than it actually was. However, we had an absolute shocker in the last game just 5 days ago. Bishop Stortford away and we lost 3-0 and to be honest we barely touched the goal. Jarvis got a rating of 5.8, Jatta 6.0 and Okadina in the mid-5s. A terrible way to go into this episode, but hopefully it will have just been a one-off. So again today, and one of the main reasons I want to move on is again our fixture's been moved to a Sunday because we're ground sharing, and it means we've only got a 2-day gap between fixtures instead of 3 because the Tuesday games then don't move to a Wednesday for some reason. But let's get into it and see what we can do. We'll be back in a second with news of the lineup. Here we go then, I've actually managed to navigate myself to match day this time. Apologies for the slight delay with that, but let's look at the lineup for the game. I think there's one change I'd like to make, having seen Okadina's rating in the last match, and we'll bring Atkinson in for him I think. The strike force we're up against for St Albans is Connor Lemon High Evans, a name that will be familiar to those of you that followed FM19, as he played for us with Dover for a little while in that one, and has an absolutely brilliant name. But our 11 is pretty predictable. It's Idem in goal, Clark and Williams lower the fullbacks with now Atkinson and Osigwe in the middle. Callaghan and Daly are the wingers with McCarker and Kane in central midfield, Jarvis and Jatta up front. We've left Luke Rowe on the bench for the last few games because despite being one of our best players in terms of star rating, he's just performed awfully in preferred roles all season and we can't trust him to play in the 11. Jack Bridges being saved just for the game in 2 days' time because he can cover any of the 4 positions if someone's tired. Louise and Leon Francis will likely start that game as well, as will Okadina who makes up the subs bench. So let's get into it and see if we can get the result we're supposed to. A 4-3-3 for St Albans then. They've got some dangerous players in there, but we're going to encourage the lads and hope they can do a little bit better than last time. We were absolutely awful against Bishop Stortford. It came out of nowhere, a bit like the Bath game, except we weren't against quality opposition. It's Shittu in the middle to Wyatt, back to Sambu, who's one of their star players in midfield. Platt gets it back to Sambu again. They're just keeping possession in the middle, as is so often the case when we play against sides with a 4-3-3. We do have to be a little bit patient and wait to control the game. They've got the ball, they're a bit sloppy there, but the highlight ends and no harm's done. Idem with a long goal kick which Jarvis flicks on. No one's getting on the end of that though, and St Albans can just bring it away comfortably. Sambu's coming across halfway, got acres of space for Platt, and back to Sambu again who goes long. Williams low heads it away and now McCarker over halfway line. He's got an option on the right if he can find Daly, which he does. Takes on the winger, crosses towards Jatta, deflects, oh it's just wide of the post. I thought it was going to bobble in, but unfortunately it went just wide, and with 5 minutes gone, it's still 0-0. It's Allen with a free kick on the edge of his own box for St Albans. Davis finds Platt in the middle who goes out to Shittu. Daly tries to intercept but doesn't quite make it. Wyatt's long ball over the top which Osigwe clears. Daly goes long for Jarvis who flicks it on, but it's straight to Mills in the middle. St Albans, when they're defending, they almost look like they've got a back three, but they're not. They're playing a 4. It's just that right back tucks in so much and the left full back just comes flying up the pitch. It's a very strange dynamic, although I guess it's a bit similar to what we're doing. Jatta's surely been fouled there but nothing given, and if this leads to a goal I won't be happy. Evans had the shot which is blocked and now Platt on the edge. Platt to Shittu inside the box who goes back to Platt, and there's Wyatt, the left back, overlapping again. The cross deflects off Kane, but it must have hit a St Albans body because it's gone behind for a goal kick. It's a throw in an attacking position for us with Williams low on the right. Jarvis is brought down but it's gone back to him again. McCarker on the edge to Kane. McCarker, he's got Jatta there if he can find him. Deflects away from him but Jatta again into the top corner. Saker Jatta scores. It's his 10th for the season and he's just carried on where he left off last year. We've done the warnings to close people down, but with 20 minutes gone, we've finally got the lead. Some bad news for the Dover fans from last year as Connor Evans is forced off injured after half an hour, but we've had absolutely no more highlights since the goal, and we're more than happy for it to stay that way. A comfortable 1-0 win and a chance to rest players for Tuesday would be lovely, although a couple more goals would make that a bit easier. We're going to tell them not to get complacent because we don't want a repeat of what happened a few days ago, and we'll get going in the second half with Atkinson's long ball over the top. Wyatt brings it down to Davis who can clear away for St Albans. Sambu to Platt over halfway and the highlight ends before any attacking danger. A minute into the second half, it's Brandon Kane with a free kick, the youngster, just wide on a mark, and he's out for a goal kick. The commentary suggests it was a bit wider, so maybe our angle made it look closer than it was. But still 1-0, and we're looking completely comfortable. It's a free kick on the left for Clark on halfway for us. Kane gets it out to Callaghan. Takes on the fullback. Crosses in towards Jarvis. Great header, but it's straight at the keeper. Either side, it was probably a goal due to the pace on it. But we've got another corner now with Daly. Back post for Atkinson who loses out. But Callaghan, he's got a man on the left if he finds him in Clark, the fullback. Clark delivers. Jarvis is there again. Knocks it down. It hits the post and just bobbles back out towards the keeper who gathers. But Aaron Jarvis is looking an absolutely brilliant threat in the area. And maybe we just need someone who's in goal scoring form, so we might have to bring Francis on and hope he can do better. But Platt on the edge for St Albans, Shittu with a second chance, deflects behind off the centre half of Osigwe, and now they've got a corner kick after causing no trouble so far. They've had 66% possession, but only managed one shot on target in the whole match, but they've got the ball on the right hand side again with Shittu now on the byline, deflects behind off the winger Callaghan, and it's going to be yet another corner for St Albans. It's going to be taken by the same man, in towards the back post for Mills, knocks it down, but McCarker does well, well, and Osigui clears it out for a throw-in. An hour gone, still 1-0, but not quite as comfortable as it once was. Sambu's got the ball in the middle for St Albans. We will make some subs after this. Just about 20 minutes on the clock now. We need to rest some players to make sure we've got at least 3 of them fit for Tuesday. We're going to make them now as that shot goes harmlessly wide. Callaghan's going to be replaced, I think. We'll keep him fit for Tuesday. Daly can get tired. It doesn't matter because Louise can start. And he's going to get 20 minutes in this one too. Again, we've got to keep one of Jarvis or Jatta fit. Jatta's having a good game, so Jarvis can come off for now, and Leon Francis goes into that target man role. A similar aerial threat, and hopefully when he wins the headers, he can get them on target. And lastly, we need to save Makaka, really. I know it's a risk at 1-0, but even with his assist, he's only a 6.8, so we're going to bring Jack Bridge on as the box-to-box midfielder, and hopefully he'll be able to help us see out the game. He's got plenty of experience, so he should be alright. The only other area of concern is right back. Williams Lowe's on a booking and he's a bit tired and we don't really have any backup options. But I guess Batten or McGowan, last season's centre-halves, can do a job if need be. We've got a throw-in on the left again with Clark. We can't see it due to the pitch, but that's not a worry. Kane's got it to Clark again. Kane down the line for Jatta and out to Clark. Lovely move in football. Clark to the back post for Francis. Hits the bar. Oh, the same fate as Jarvis beforehand. Jarvis hit the post and it bobbled out, and Francis hit the bar. But we're certainly dominant in the air as Louise tries to whip another one in from the opposite side, but it's deflected off the full-back behind for a corner. Daly gets the ball in towards the back post, but the highlight ends before we can see what comes of it. Just under 10 minutes to go and we still lead 1-0, and I'd be a much happier man if we could get a second. Idem with a free kick on the edge of his box. Long ball forward towards the target man that's headed away. Osigui down for Kane and now Bridge. Kane again goes over the top but no one's there, bar the fullback for St Albans, and Shitu can bring away to Sambu. They're not really stringing together passes, it's a little bit strange. I'm all over the place in terms of the sentences, but bear with me for that one. We've got a double header coming up, just 2 days rest, it will be ropey. Jatta's in one-on-one though, and you know what happens when Jatta's in one-on-one. We score a goal is what happens. Daly from the left-hand side with a long curling ball over the top of the defence, and Jatta this time slides it into the far corner. A brilliant goal from him, and it guarantees us the victory. We're just going to pause it for the last minute, time waste as much as possible, and we're going to slow things down when we get the ball. I know it won't make too much of a difference at this point, but if we can save a tiny 1% of the fitness, it could make all the difference against Havant in 2 days' time. It's a throw-in on the left for Clark to Daly. Daly in the middle to Bridge. He's done a good job since he come on. He might get a start again soon. He's not rated well, but he's always been more consistent. But it's a confident 2-0 win. And I tell you what, if this is the last episode at Slough, back-to-back home wins could be the perfect way to finish it. We're very happy with the result and performance, and we'll be back in a second for the next game against Havant and Waterlooville. Right, we're back for the second game against Havant and Waterlooville. We'll pick the team together in a moment. Only 2 days since the last episode. I haven't looked to see how tired some of them are yet. But in transfer news, our director of football's going for one more. It just came through this morning and it looks like he's answering some of our problems. We mentioned about Rowe being a poor performer and not really having a consistent central midfielder in that defensive role alongside Makaka. And Maycock that he's bidding for might be the perfect answer. He's at Bromley at the moment, has largely appeared off the bench but has loads of experience at this level and above. He's played for Macclesfield in the National League and then for Woking, Chorley and Bromley at this level. He even made a few appearances for Coventry beforehand. But he's quite defensive minded, he works hard, he's quick, he's good in the tackle and he's got a good first touch. He's even decent in the pass too, so I've got a feeling he could be an absolutely brilliant signing for us, although I don't know if we'll be here to benefit from that. But anyway, into the game, let's see what team we can put out for this one. Callaghan is fit after coming off, as is Jarvis, so those two have worked out well, the substitutes. Makaka's in the 90s as well, so happy days all around there. Louise is going to come in for Daly on the right, arguably strengthening the side, but either way, Daly's been a great performer for us, so I wouldn't knock him there. We're actually going to bring in Bridge instead of Rowe, because Rowe's been so diabolical when he's played. And let's not forget, Bridge was the first signing when we joined here alongside Oscar Ramirez, and he played in that holding role and helped save us that first season. So a good signing he'll be. Jatta's 88% fit, but we're going to play him anyway. Francis can come on if need be. And at the back, we've got a few dilemmas. Atkinson's back out for Ocadina, but we haven't really got any sub-fullbacks. So what we're going to do instead is put Jack Batten on the bench, who's currently subject to a bid from Chesham, but we're not going to worry about that either. Brandon Kane's off the bench. I haven't really got anyone else I can move on there, but instead of Daly, we are going to pick Luke Fairlamb out of the reserves, who obviously started the season before we signed Callaghan. But we're not going to rest everyone. We haven't really got that sort of luxury at this level. And in real life, a lot of tired players will play in the national and regional leagues because there aren't too many other options in the squad. We're also going to take Atkinson off the bench because he's not fit at all, really, is he? And we're going to bring on Brad McGowan, another player with plenty of experience who can do a job if need be. So we've got Idem in goal, Williams, Lowe and Clark are the fullbacks with Okadina and Asigwe in central defence, Callaghan and Louise on the wings with Bridge and McCarker in the middle of midfield, and Jarvis and Jatta continue up front, although Jatta's probably not going to last the 90. But we're playing another bottom half side at home, and fingers crossed we can cement our place in the playoffs with another win, which may make us very popular for the managerial vacancies we've applied for if we're overachieving yet again this season. A very weird version of the 4-4-2 for Havant. They're still playing wingers, but they've got one of their midfielders playing in the holding role and one in central midfield on his own. It's Liam Bellamy, who we had at Dover last year, and Godfrey Poku, the former Luton player, that are those two. So they're very familiar names if nothing else. Let's tell the lads to pick up where they left off. We'll take an exact repeat of that controlled performance against St Albans. Jarvis with the centre kick and it goes long from Asigwe, over the top but it goes straight to the right back and Havant can bring it away comfortably via the goalkeeper. It's headed away by McCarker to Bridge and the highlight ends with no harm done. 15 minutes in, very dull game so far, no highlights since the kick-off, but it's Havant and Waterlooville bringing it forward now. I don't know why they've started so poorly this season, but Sadie coming towards the edge of the box unopposed, Liam Bellamy with a shot, and he then makes a good save to tip it behind for a corner. If he scores against us, one of our former Dover players from last year, just like Connor Evans was in the first game today. They're all over the place, these former Dover ones, but I guess it's a similar region of the country down on the south coast. I know it's a bit further along, but it's still in the same area. Asigwe gets it in towards Jarvis. McCarker gets the ball on the edge of the box to Callaghan. Callaghan on the left wing tries to beat his man but goes back inside to Bridge. Finds Callaghan again to McCarker on the edge. Goes for the shot. What a finish that is. Will Callaghan laid it to McCarker. One touch to control and then blasted it as hard as you like into the top of the goal. The keeper did not move a muscle and we're 1-0 up with 20 minutes gone. We've got a throw in an attacking area again and it's fallen back to Bridge 40 yards out. He's going to switch it to the left for Callaghan. Can he get his second assist of the game? He can't. He goes back to Clark. In line with the edge of the box. Plays a 1-2 with Bridge. Into the back post for Jarvis. And he heads it into the bottom corner. Not as unlucky as he was in the last game where he hit the post and forced a couple of good saves. And with 22 minutes gone, we're 2-0 up and looking very comfortable in this one. The only 2 shots we've had in the game, but that doesn't matter if you take them all. Perfectly clinical stuff, and we're defending an attack from Havant now. Green on the left-hand side to Sadie. Back out to Green again, who can get a cross in. But he goes all the way back to Poku instead to Bellamy. Bellamy shoots, but it hits his own man and comes out to Lofthouse. Lofthouse can work it down the line. Clark makes a fantastic tackle, despite a terrible attribute for it, and Jatta can't get on the end of the clearance and the highlight ends. We've got a free kick on the halfway line with Okadina. McCarker gets it to Jarvis, who holds it up well. McCarker with a lovely ball out to Callaghan. Crosses to Jarvis, knocks it down again, but it's just wide of the post, and it's still 2-0. Cousins with a goal kick. We're carrying on with the same highlight. Asigwe wins it, but it's straight to McCarker. Over the top, Jarvis is nowhere near that, but he's going to get there, is he? No. Green made a mistake at the back. It was a poor touch, but he had time to recover. Bridge mops up brilliantly, and I think he's going to end up back in that holding role until Maycock joins at the very least. A long ball over the top from Havant, and Williams Lowe can deal with that comfortably back to Idem. Idem's got acres of space, goes for a long ball over the top, which Bellamy heads away, but it's only as far as McCarker to Louise. We haven't seen much from him so far, but he finds Jarvis with a lovely ball, crosses to Jatta, heads it again, but it's just wide of the far post, and we're looking very dangerous on the counter-attack. Addy's got 6 on 1 here. He's never going to manage to find someone and has to go backwards in the end to Bellamy. Bellamy tries to switch it, but it's poor. Callaghan gets Jarvis in behind, but it's good sweeping by the centre half. And finally, the highlight ends. We've got another corner just before half-time. Callaghan to the back post. Okadina knocks it down for McCarker. And Cousins makes a brilliant save before we see a carbon copy of yet another goal from McCarker. Callaghan with an in-swinger this time from the opposite side. Okadina heads it away. Bridge will try and get there on halfway and does. Goes long over the top, but I don't know if Clark will make that. He doesn't. The highlight ends. And on the stroke of half-time, it's 2-0 to Slough. Lyons Foster with a free kick for them. There's just 30 seconds of the stoppage time to go. It would be an awful time to concede when we haven't looked in any danger all half. But it's Felix on the right wing for them. Delivers to the front post. Addy knocks it down for Lofthouse. Hits the bar and Okadina has to swing and put it behind. And hopefully the whistle will go before this comes into the box. Though it doesn't look like we're going to be that fortunate. It's into the back post to Lofthouse. It's down to the centre forward again. But it's been put over the bar. And now the whistle finally does go. It's 2-0 at the break. We've looked fairly good and convincing, and 2 goals in 2 minutes have given us the lead at half time. Let's go and chat to the lads. We're going to tell them to prove a point. We want to keep that confidence high. We don't want them getting complacent. And we're going to have to think about subs a bit earlier today due to some tired legs out there. Particularly Jatta, who's performing pretty poorly. Clark gets on the end of the long ball from Haven and gathers it in the left back area. And the highlight ends before we see what he does with it. It's a long ball over the top towards Jarvis. I don't know why the highlight started there because nothing happened, but the clearance is poor from Haven to Callaghan on the edge. Falls for Jatta, but I think he was offside, and unfortunately he's not going to get his chance as a result. It goes long from the centre goal kick, and Osigwe heads it away, but it's only fallen to halfway. Bellamy tries to switch it to the left, but Williams low intercepts to Louise and Makaka. Louise over the top again for Jarvis. He's into the box one-on-one. The centre half makes a good sliding challenge to get a deflection on it, and as a result it goes through slowly to Cousins, the keeper. We're up to the hour mark. Unfortunately, Louise has picked up a knock, so it looks like he may have to come off, although we haven't got an option on the right. It's gone to the right-hand side for the right wing for Haven, into Addy, the centre-forward, to Sadie. Bridge clears away, he's in the right place there, but it falls to Green, Poco, and now Bellamy. Out to the right wing again for Haven. It's into the box, but Idem is commanding his area and makes a fantastic decision to come and hold the ball. He's got a goal kick and for some reason it's not ended the highlight. He's gone with a big kick out the hands and it's been headed away. Makaka gets it to the right to Louise though. Let's see how injured he really is. His cross is awful and blocked, and Williams Lowe gets it inside to Bridge. Oh! Went for the shot from 40 yards and it only just went over the net. He's hit the top corner. Bridge has scored a free kick. What a goal that is. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Bridge. I was all over the place trying to explain the former highlight, and I didn't need to because Bridge has put one in the top corner. Oh dear, the other winger Callaghan's picked up a knock now. We're a bit all over the place with injuries today. At least we've got a replacement for him in Fairlam. I think we're just going to leave Louise on and hope for the best. I don't see that we've got many other options, to be honest. Or in fact, I could put Bridge out there. He's already scored a free kick, so his rating won't go down too much. And we'll give Luke Rowe another opportunity in the holding role. Lord knows he doesn't deserve it though, and Seika Jatta's knackered, so we'll bring on Francis up top and just give him 25 minutes to have a run around. But we're comfortable at 3-0 and we shouldn't be able to throw away the game from this position. Bellamy's got the ball in the middle for them, but Makaka wins it straight off him. Francis to Makaka again, push Jarvis in one-on-one. He's got to score. Oh, he's straight at the keeper. He's tipped it behind for a corner. He probably should have held it. It was that bad a finish. And now Haven have gone to a narrow diamond. That's a bit of a strange one at this time of the game when you're chasing it. It's more of a controlled possession formation, but nevertheless, we'll deal with that comfortably. 10 minutes to go, and we've still got a 3-goal lead. Bridge with a free kick. Will he shoot again? He does. It's in again. He scored 2 free kicks in 20 minutes. What a goal from Bridge. And if he had any worries about why he was the highest paid player at the club and only rated 1.5 star, we've just seen why. Because he scores every free kick he takes. Bridge flicks on a throw in again, but unfortunately he's fallen to the centre half and fars away. The commentary's been all over the place in the second half, particularly the first free kick as I was trying to go halfway through another point. But Idem's forced into a good save there and it's been cleared away by the centre half of Sigwe. We've deserved our clean sheet for the performance, and you can see the ratings across the pitch are brilliant. So if this is our last episode at Slough, a fantastic way to finish off. Francis with a ball into the box. Can we wrap it up in style? Jarvis has still got a chance from the right here, back to Bridge. Crosses to Makaka. He's down for a penalty, and Bridge is on a hat-trick. Should I let him take it? He's the best at the club anyway, so we've got no choice. Jack Bridge on a hat-trick with the penalty. Oh, he's missed it. But a 4-0 win is nothing to be sniffed at, just 2 days after a comfortable home win against St Albans. Hopefully those League 2 clubs looking for a manager with the posts that are vacant will be looking at us in this weekend and going, I tell you what, he might be worth a go, this lad. But I'm not sure that will be the case. We haven't quite got a big enough reputation. But fingers crossed before too long, we will get our chance to take the next step on the ladder. But these lads deserve all the credit today. A 4-0 win, and we've just got to hope that the injuries to the wingers aren't too bad. Another excellent performance all round, and the lads are absolutely delighted with that one. But just another 4 days now until our trip to Carshalton. That win puts us up to 3rd place, 6 points off the top 2. Bath have lost a game at the weekend, but they're back to winning ways with a 6-3 victory today. But we're certainly the head of the chasing pack, and we look a bit more comfortable in the playoffs this season. We're certainly not going to be trouble in the bottom half, and I think it looks like we're overachieving again. If we see what they've said about the game, we demolish them. That's the perfect word. We're happy to demolish teams at this level. Callaghan's out for 3 months, 6 to 7 weeks, but it's still not great. We'll leave it to the physio, we've got no choice with him. Louise is only out for a day or 2, so it looks like Amari Daly's going to be playing on the left a little bit. Bridge has been brilliant, and despite his penalty miss, he deserves praise. If we go and look at the job security just to see what's going on, are there any more that are available now? Dagenham and Redbridge in the National League. That could be one worth going for, as is Rochdale in League 2. We're definitely applying for Rochdale. Let's look at Dagenham. Are they still professional on here? They are. They're a professional side. We have to go for it. Any side that's professional, financial problems or not, we have to take our chance now. Their key player is Ollie Harfield, and he is a street above anyone we've got on £1,300 a week. That's the sort of level we want to be working at, and fingers crossed one of those clubs will give us an opportunity. But a brilliant episode with Slough. We still like this club. They've given us our first chance and positive memories of the story. But it is just about time to take advantage of our high stock and move on. That will be all for this episode. If we are still at Slough, we'll be back for the Coventry game in just a couple of weeks' time in the Cup. But if not, we will be coming back when we're moving clubs, just to give you a review of the squad we've got here and introduce you to our new team. But if you did enjoy this one, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you think would be the best next job for us, if we get the chance to choose, of course. I doubt we'll be lucky enough, but let me know either way. Let me know in the comments who you think our best player's been at the club. Who do you think will be remembered most fondly from our time here? Surely it's Seika Jatta, isn't it? If you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily Football Manager content from my 2 FM19 stories. This one, the head coach, where we look like we're going to be on the move soon. And our other one club challenge with Torquay United, part of the furniture, where we tried to take them to the top of English and European football. We'll also have brand new content from FIFA 19 every Friday, but a massive thanks for watching this one as always, and we'll see you next time.